Okay, this is important. This is a trans man saying how my life changed since passing his mail. Now, I don't like to, he posted on the Pro Mail Collective, and I don't like to push the Pro Mail Collective since we were ousted because they'll allow comments like this. Carry a knife legally. I don't know what country you live in, but even a 2-inch blade can be highly effective. There's nothing that this guy says that should promote him talking about carrying weapons. So we would have removed a comment like this when we were, I and Analyzing Male Slavery and Alice Kitten were involved. Okay. I just want to put that out as at the start. But now I want to get, this is so important though. I wanted to talk about it. He says, look, I was born female and did not start transitioning until I was 26. This is important because if you transition as, let's say, 14, you really had no experience as an adult, as a woman, right? You've only known it as a child and then as a trans man. But this person has done it 26, so he has plenty of experience. I've been on testosterone for almost 2 years, and here's a list of things that are noticeably different from how others treat me in no particular order. So, first one, people are much ruder to me now. I was honestly surprised by how few, oh, excuse me, I'm so sorry, I was getting. She was honestly, this is, by the way, the disconnect between the sexes. Women and men, you know how guys, when you start pointing out things, they start, well, why don't have you ever talked to a woman? Women do not notice the lives of men at all. This was a surprise to him, the trans man. 2, people are quick to get aggressive with me. If I just make a simple mistake, people jump on me and say unnecessarily harsh words. Also, women have made threats to hit me over the smallest things. That never happened when I was a woman. There you go. People are aggressive with men, and they have this natural hostility to men. And this person, this former woman, is finding out the hard way. Women blurt out rude or random opinions they have based on my appearance. Wow. No fat shaming, I guess. You know how women complain about fat shaming? Well, this person is finding out the other end. That happens sometimes as a woman, but now I can hardly interact without a woman commenting how short I am and how gross and baggy my eyes are or some random thing. Women hate short men, by the way. You know, let's say 4, people assume I'm lazy. Now, this is interesting. I can only guess or extrapolate from this. Women don't have to be ambitious in any way. Women select men for their ambition, their collecting of resources to give to them. So, of course, this former woman is still acting like a woman. This guy is probably living a decent life as a guy in this so much that he's just living for himself. And of course, that's considered lazy. This is my take on it. Okay. This person would have to be more, should have to put more down to say one way or the other. 5, I lived with my grandparents as a child, and my grandma babysit tons of different kids. You can see what's coming. I've always been around children, and it's never been a big deal. Of course not. People trust women with children. But now I can't even say how cute about a baby without getting side-eyed or disgusted looks, of course. All men are pedophiles to society. That is the starting point. They don't start with you're an innocent person and you'd have to do something like women have to do something weird before people suspect them. Men are suspect at the beginning. 6, I'm expected to drop everything and help women. Yes, men are seen as servants to women. Women, select men for their servitude. 7, people are less interested in hearing what I have to say. This is probably one of the more important things. You know why? Because when I hear other trans men, the ones that are feminist indoctrinated, they say the opposite. And when they say the opposite, I'm thinking, this is bullshit. You are lying. And here's the person who's countering that narrative. People do not listen to men because they're men. You have to be high status men for people to listen to you over women. We live in a culture of listen and believe, right? So of course, this person has just put the kibosh to that bullshit. Let's see what we got here. 8, I've been called incel by a woman that was flirting with me. It was flattering, but I told her no thanks. She got angry, and then I explained, I'm sorry, but I have a boyfriend. And then she just spewed homophobic crap. Women are the true homophobes. I've said this in other videos, by the way, that homophobia is misandry. Everyone wants to point to the guys and say, look how homophobic the guys are. But it stems from the girls. They're just as homophobic. And you find out the hard way. This guy wasn't interested in her, and she felt entitled to his sex. Women are the ones who are entitled. Let me tell you something. The things women accuse men of is projection on their part. When they say men want to use women for sex, that's what they would do to us. Number 9, I don't know if this applies just where I live, but I've noticed no one respects men's privacy. I'm always expected to tell everyone everything at any time. Actually, it's not just where you live. People don't respect men's privacy. Look, what's your name? Posted by You Queer Core, 1992. You Queer Core. Do they not have women reporters going into the locker rooms of sports where men are running around in towels and naked? And that's all right. Women can walk right up to a naked man and start talking to him. She could be turned on. Nobody cares. It's all right. 10, I'm called a misogynist so often now. Misogynist, by the way, queer core, just means, how should I say, cotton picker. You don't know your place, cotton picker. That's what it means. It means know your place, slave boy. I tend to stay away from media that features mostly women because A, female empowerment stuff gives me tons of dysphoria. I'll add to it. Female empowerment is barf making. It's puke inducing. And I think you didn't want to come off as sounding like the bad guy. So you talk about your dysphoria. You're protecting yourself. I don't need to protect myself. I'm just saying female empowerment is puke inducing. It's an attack on men. B, it's just obnoxious. Now you've got it right. But if I dare say something like that, even in trans male spaces, I get jumped. That's right, because trans men, they were originally women and they want to be treated as special, even though they've trans and they no longer have it. And also they're feminist indoctrinated as well. 11, everything involving men is toxic. Wow. I'm going to bring it back to you guys. Remember, like people say, oh, have you ever talked to a woman when you start pointing out the truth? This person's not noticing it until they are target. They're the ones with the people put their sights on. Now, oh, I never noticed how people see everything men do as toxic. This person was probably saying all the shit to men when he was a she. Trans men are expected to hold on to femininity or they're toxic. If a trans man wants to pass as male, they're also toxic. Yes, it's a Kafka trap, queercore. There's no way out. Everything you do as a man is bad. The trans community shouts trans men are men and then proceeds to get angry if we behave as such or make the changes. That's right. That's right. Effectively, they want to be like effeminate queer men, right? But society hates them the worst. Oh my God. In other words, if they become a man, they don't want to have anything they do for themselves is seen as privilege to them. So I mean, they want to enjoy being like a normal human being in a society that sees men as having no rights and see anything that's good is a privilege that they don't deserve. So this person, queer core, is finding out the hard way. The thing is, will she, or sorry, will he learn anything from this? Will he really be able to come to terms? Or will he fall back and become, just become a good cotton picker? But still, this is very worth pointing out. And like I said, the Pro Male Collective, the trouble is, I'm not a part of it anymore. I don't want to be connected to it. Please don't say I'm one of them. Because, like I say, we would stop a comment like this, we would erase it. Be and look highly alert, but be humble. Pay attention to your surroundings. But he's talking about carrying a weapon. There's no reason for this comment to be here. It had nothing to do with what Queer Core was talking about up here. But it just makes the Pro Male Collective look nutty. And so I don't want to be affiliated with that in any way. Thank you.